So what are my thoughts on this machine? I always like those really high-end machines, something that's beautifully designed. Think of Rocket, Kees van der West and La Marzocco. Totally different to what this machine is targeting in the market. But I've had this machine at home for a little bit and now we have it here in studio and I've really grown to love it. Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts and today we have the Meraki coffee machine. Now if you're anything like me, this machine is going to look super familiar to you. And that's because if you've got socials, it's all over the internet. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, there's dozens of reviews on this machine at the moment. What makes this machine so cool is they're really focused on a turnkey solution out of the box that is there for every espresso lover. But what makes it super impressive is its consistency. Now the word consistency is going to appear quite a lot through this video and you'll understand why in a second. Most grinders grind based on time. With this machine, they're paired up with time more to do a grinder but based on weight. So you're grinding by weight. And what that means is as you change coffee, as you adjust the grind, it is always going to grind out the same amount of coffee. So in coffee, weighing in and weighing out, so weighing in from the grind and weighing out from your espresso, really keeps things consistent. And they've included a scale on the espresso side of things connected to the machine. So you're grinding your coffee based on weight, extracting based on weight, all from within the screen here. Now it's asleep, we're just working it up, where you've got three very simple modes: grind, extract, steam. Another part of being consistent is the temperature, and temperature consistency means a lot in espresso. So what Meraki have done is a twin boiler machine with a PID setup. So think of a PID as a really smart thermostat. Now other machines at this or lower price points run thermoblocks. What a thermoblock is instant hot water. Super fast to get started, but not as stable. With this machine, you've got a twin boiler setup with PID, you're weighing in, you're weighing out, so you really focus on really narrowing out and keeping it consistent. Now when it comes to steam, you're obviously not steaming by weight, but what they've done here is put a built-in thermometer. So you are steaming to the correct temperature, and microfoam really is easy on this machine. Other things I thought of is, for example, people like me, I drink a long black. Over here, they've actually done the hot water tap just hidden behind there, pointing straight into the cup. So if you are running a long black, you just run water that you can control the temperature, straight into your cup, extract your shot, and you're done without even moving that cup. The downside of this machine is it really is a little bit plastic. Like, especially these bits that you can touch do feel a little bit too cheap and plasticky, but you're talking about a machine with a built-in grinder that's grinding by weight, extracting by weight, dual boiler, PID. Another thing I haven't mentioned is the pump being a rotary pump, which you normally get on a commercial machine. Now, all this it's going to come out roughly for under $2,000 US. If you're in Australia like me, around the 3,000 Australian mark. It really is a full-blown turnkey package. Yeah, you do compensate a little bit of plastic here and there, but the alternatives really would be, if you're going to look at getting a standalone grinder that's grinding by weight, coffee machine, scales, and everything, rotary pump, twin boiler, PID, really would be way ahead in terms of a price point. So I do think this machine has a really nice place in the market, even comparing with other machines in the market like the Breville or the Ninja that might be similar price or cheaper. The level of consistency and technology, yet still in a simple approach on this, really works well. But the best way to see this is actually to pull a shot, see how it operates, and then really piece it together and have a final conclusion. Just on a quick note, like pretty much everything on this channel, we pay for this machine. It could have been a freebie. We get hit up with products all the time, but we pay for them just because I want to keep it independent and kind of say my thoughts. Obviously, there's a bit biased because we sell products, but yeah, this is paid for and they are my thoughts. So pulling a shot on this machine is super easy. So when it comes to grinding, you grind straight into a dosing cup, which is set for this portafilter at 58 ml. Hit the grind button, adjust your weight. In this case, we're going to go 20 grams in, 40 grams out, and hit grind. Now, when it comes to the accessories, it comes with a portafilter support, a distributor, a tamper, and obviously the dosing cup in which it ground into. These products are cool, but personally, I'd probably change them out. There's brands like Airflow or Movement that have created products that are a little bit more beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. And I'd probably use a WDT instead of a distributor. Also at home, you're probably normally not making coffee from this angle in the machine, which makes it slightly different. Locking the portafilter in, bring in the cup. Now when it comes to extracting, just hit brew. We've got it to 40 grams. Once again, because we're doing a 2-to-1 ratio, hit play. I don't know if you notice how quiet it is for a home machine. That was actually a really nice shot. You got your 40 grams out in your cup. It was a naked portafilter. It looked really good, at least from this angle. It didn't look like there was any channeling. It's a really nice coffee, a lot of clarity. Even though it's a conical burr machine, which normally gives you a bit more body. To me, a really beautiful, simple coffee. Now this is a short black. If it'd been a long black, it's got your water that comes through out there in a bigger cup. And if it's a milk-based coffee, obviously your steam, which can be manually run or once again through the temperature controller here. Very simple machine to work with and super consistent. Now we've talked about the machine from its technical points. Weight in, weight out, twin boiler, rotary pump, PID. They're all the fancy technical aspects that keeps the machine consistent. But what's really interesting with Meraki is the community they've built. Now from Meraki's aspect is they're really onboarding their community with coffee lovers, roasters, and people who have bought their machine and really trying to bring it together. From a coffee roaster perspective, a coffee roaster can set up their profiles in the Meraki, and with an RFID reader on the bottom of their bag, a customer can scan the bag and the machine will automatically adjust the best settings for that coffee, what should be weighing in, weighing out, temperature, etc. And that makes it a lot easier for a home user to try different coffees, scan the bag, and be ready to go. With Meraki, not only are they listening to the feedback, they're encouraging feedback and really wanting to involve the machine as fast as possible. From a physical aspect, the early feedback has really been taken on board. Things like the portafilter handle being a bit weak, it's gone a lot better. But from a tech aspect too, with this machine, it's connected to Wi-Fi and it does live updates over the air. As Meraki evolves and they find better algorithms for their tech, maybe a better menu pattern, whatever it might be, they can live update this machine to really keep the tech side up to date and on point. And I feel like that's really nice that you're not only buying a coffee machine, but you're buying into a community and a company that cares about evolving its product to be the best it can be within a given price point. This is still a very manual process, but they've made it so manual and consistent, so it really is a sweet spot that so far hasn't been covered in the market. And to me, the community aspect of it, the fact that they're really building into a community approach. I've always thought about coffee, something I do in the morning or with friends. It's a way of connecting people. I really like the connection Meraki is going to bring in. I honestly feel they've really filled a nice void in the market and built a beautifully simple product that's super consistent. I've used the word consistency way too many times in this video, but I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you think of this machine? What do you think of Meraki and what they're trying to build and that gap in the market? Let me know in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you, I'm Pedro, and I'll see you on the next video.